Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson with Miss Rafa. Today we're going to start with Unit 11, Epics. We're going to focus on the reading skill. So, if you're ready, let's get started. Eternal Works, Epics. Let's start with a preview. Have you ever heard of a historical hero? Name him. What are the courageous aspects in his life? Tell the class. What characteristics identify a hero? Now let's start with the reading. Page 109. Let's see some vocabulary first. Enkidu, Enkidu, Enkidu. Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh. Anu, Anu, Anu. Harshly, harshly, harshly. Rival, rival, rival. Meteorite, meteorite, meteorite. Axe, axe, axe. Scorpion, scorpion, scorpion. Atnabishtim, atnabishtim, atnabishtim. Temporary, temporary, temporary. Quest, quest, quest. In vain, in vain, in vain. Immortality, immortality, immortality. Now let's start with the reading. Epic of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, 2/3 god and 1/3 human, is the greatest king on earth and the strongest superhuman that ever existed. However, he is young and deals with his people harshly. The people call out to the sky god, Anu, to help them. In response, Anu creates a wild man, Enkidu, out in the harsh and wild forests surrounding Gilgamesh's lands. This brute, Enkidu, has the strength of dozens of wild animals. He is to serve as the subhuman rival to the superhuman Gilgamesh. Later, a good friendship existed between the two. Gilgamesh has two dreams. In the first, a meteorite falls to earth, which is so great that Gilgamesh can neither lift it nor turn it. In the second, Gilgamesh dreams that an axe appears at his door, so great that he can neither lift it nor turn it. Gilgamesh asks his mother what these dreams might mean. She tells him a man of a great force and strength will come into Uruk, and this man will help Gilgamesh perform great deeds. On his way, Gilgamesh encounters two large scorpions. They try to convince him that his journey is full of danger, but in vain. Gilgamesh continues his journey, crossing the waters of death that kill anyone who touches them. After a long and dangerous journey, Gilgamesh arrives at a shore and meets a man. He tells this man that he's looking for Utnapishtim and his wife, the only humans to have survived the Great Flood and who were granted immortality by the gods. In the hope of discovering the secret of everlasting life, the old man advises Gilgamesh that death is a necessary fact because of the will of the gods. All human efforts are only temporary, not permanent. Gilgamesh falls to his knees and weeps in sorrow. The love within the friendship of Enkidu and Gilgamesh inspires both of them to be better men in different ways. Another great lesson Gilgamesh learns is the inescapable truth of a human death. When Enkidu dies a painful death, Gilgamesh becomes even more terrified of the idea of his own death. The Epic of Gilgamesh has several moral themes, but the main theme is that love is a motivating force. There are many other morals to be taken from the epic as well. One is undoubtedly that immortality, the way Gilgamesh desires it, is impossible to achieve. Because it was Enkidu's death and Gilgamesh's fear for his own death that set him on his quest. The real moral here is to accept that death will come, and if possible, not to fear it. Now let's see question A. Answer the following questions. Who's Gilgamesh? Gilgamesh is the greatest king on earth and the strongest superhuman that ever existed. How does he deal with his people? He deals with his people harshly. Why does he feel sad? Because he realized that all human efforts are only temporary, not permanent. How does his mother interpret his dreams? She tells him a man of great force and strength will come into Uruk, and this man will help Gilgamesh perform great deeds. What is the purpose of Gilgamesh's journey? Discovering the secret of everlasting life. What's the moral lesson of the Epic of Gilgamesh? It is to accept that death will come, and if possible not to fear it. Now let's move on to question B. Read the following sentences about the text and choose the correct answer. Anu is a heavenly god. طبعا لا إله إلا الله. Later Gilgamesh and Enkidu befriended. At the sudden death of Enkidu, Gilgamesh didn't take care of himself because he was afraid of death. Gilgamesh was in deep sadness because he realized that human efforts last for a limited time in the face of death. The immortality Gilgamesh desires is infeasible. Question C. Read the following sentences about the text and correct the false ones. Compared with Gilgamesh, Enkidu is very strong. True. In his second dream, Gilgamesh is able to lift the huge stone. False. He can neither lift it nor turn it. Because of his love to Enkidu, Gilgamesh starts his journey searching for mortality. False. He was searching for the secret of everlasting life. The old man advises Gilgamesh to continue his journey. False. The old man advises Gilgamesh that death is a necessary fact because of the will of gods. There is no God but Allah. Question D. Match the following definitions to the highlighted words in the text above. Immortality, brute, meteorite, in vain, survived. The state of living forever, immortality. A man who is cruel, violent, and not sensitive. Brute. A large piece of rock from the outer space. Meteorite. Without positive results, useless. In vain. Continued to live. Survived. That's everything for today. Thank you very much. See you next lesson.